Hello, y'all. This is my feasibility proposal on why the Courtyard Mall should improve its security. So that way it helps bring in more customers, also helps out its employees and show that they really care about, the people. The Courtyard Mall is the most sought out place in Albuquerque for people to go shopping. It is home to a lot of great stores, many of which are the only kind of that store in the state. The mall has been a staple attraction, but the recent security issues have made people not feel safe going to the mall anymore. Improving the security would not only help bring back more customers, but also help the culture of Albuquerque as well. I feel like it's very important for, the mall to improve its security because, like I said, the customers really love coming here. I'm an employee at the mall, and just stuff I noticed is that, ever since the recent shootings have happening, the customer business has really gone down. So I think solid change needs to be made in order for, business to continue growing, or else, I mean, the mall's on the decline. It's going to stay on that decline if something isn't changed. So here's our problem. There are too many entrances and not enough security guards. Security guards at those entrances, those guards are either being lazy and kind of just sitting around in their vehicles, or they just aren't really doing anything, or there's like no guard there. And the employees do not feel safe. As you can see here, I asked one of my coworkers, Enrique Solano. He said, "It definitely makes me feel more on edge every time I come to work, especially on the weekends when it is more busy. I do not think that it is good to have to worry about a shooting happening when you come to work, so security should help play a role in making the mall safer if they did their jobs correctly." And like I said, I mean, he's totally right. I totally agree with him. Like ever since the Black Friday shooting, I mean, it's just hard to feel safe. It was like a traumatizing experience seeing people run all over the place, trampling each other, and it just isn't something that really is attractive for future employers, also the customer as well. And there is nothing to stop people from bringing in firearms. That's another thing. There is no intimidation or nothing. There's just these little signs around that just say no firearms allowed. So I think something really needs to be done about that. So as you can see, this is from the Black Friday shooting. And I actually asked a classmate here. I have a quote right here. It says, "I haven't been able to go back there since Black Friday," which is Lauren. She told me that because she was actually present there during Black Friday with her children. And yeah, I mean, she said it herself, it's a traumatizing experience. She hasn't wanted to go back there. And think about how many people were there on Black Friday. There was literally thousands of people there. And think about how many other people feel the same way. You know how many customers that is? That's like thousands of customers, all just traumatized because of just an incident that could have been avoided if we just had a way to, prevent people from bringing firearms into the building. So here's my step one to fix the problem. And the mall has 17 main entrances, and I believe there should be a guard posted up at each one. More guards will have to be hired in order to have enough. And per every 1,000 people at the mall, there should be 30 guards. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I mean, this doesn't have to be 30 guards all the time. Like only really during the weekends is when there's consistently 1,000 people there every day. But like during the weekdays, there's only 1,000 people there, like peak hours, like in, I don't know, we'll say like 2 to 6. So you only have to have 30 guards there, like for the weekdays, like from 2 to 6. Every other time, I mean, as long as you have 17 guards at the entrances and just like a couple walking around in the store, just make sure there's still not shoplifting going on. I think that's totally acceptable. And the goal I said is to have 50 guards in total, most of them being part-time, just because it helps save money if most of them are part-time. It also just makes people's schedules more flexible in case there are call outs, or also just in case people get sick. It's just a lot more convenient to have part-time workers. Step two, ensure that officers have proper training to deal with threats. I did ask the mall security a couple things. They didn't give me too much information, but the mall security office states that they do have an online training program that does help their guards be prepared. And so if they already have that covered, I mean, all they have to do is just make sure that these officers know what they're getting themselves into, know how to handle conflict, so whether it's verbally or physically, and always just be ready to deal with like threats. Like there's bomb threats sometimes, or shooting threats, stuff like that. They have to know how to deal with that. And I mean, I think that's pretty simple training that, can definitely just be done online. And yeah. And then supply officers, this is my main thing to help stop people bringing firearms is supply officers with these metal detector wands. I mean, most people recognize these from the airport. I mean, I feel like most people would consider airports pretty safe for the most part, ever since, certain situations happen. Everyone who enters the mall must have a quick scan to ensure that they have their weapons on them. And it is very important that, there is like a contract that they have somewhere stating that, if you want to be let into the mall, you have to consent to a scan. And if you don't consent to a scan, then no entry at the end of the day. If you have something to hide, then you can't shop. So I think that's just something that, that would really just help really lower or at least have make people intimidated to not want to bring a firearm in just because if they see a security guard standing outside the door, why would they want to come in, obviously? So I feel like this would not only add intimidation, but it would also, like if someone was trying to bring a firearm, it would also, you would have the guards trained enough to solve the conflict, tell them that they either have to go and leave it in their vehicle or no entry. So here's the cost of everything. The average pay for a security guard in Albuquerque is $20 an hour, assuming that these part-time guards get an average of $20 a week for 15 guards. It would be an extra $6,000 a week for the mall to cough up, which sounds like a lot of money. But I mean, if you do like the benefits and stuff, in theory, if the mall is safer, that attracts more customers, and more customers means that you're making more money. And the idea is that, the money you're making, that extra $6,000 can just go to paying the guards that you just hired. That's the idea, with improving the security. And obviously, it's not going to be instantaneous, but over time, you can definitely make that balance out. And then the metal detector ones, the price range for these are about 160 to 250 on average. We would need about 20 of these just so that in case we have extras, this will make the cost for these to be about 3,200 to 5 grand with but really be a one-time payment and wands will be replaced when needed. So obviously, wands are going to break, so you might have to like, replace them every once in a while. But overall, I would say the price range is like pretty fair, and because you're buying so many, they probably will give you like a little bit of a discount cheaper just because you're buying so many of them too. All right, here are the benefits. First benefit, more customers. More customers, means that more publicity is going to be hearing about it. A lot more tourists, for example. I mean, there isn't a whole lot to do in Albuquerque as far as tourism goes. So, I mean, people will come to the mall. People will feel safe. They'll know that it'll have its reputation back of, not being such I guess, a safety hazard really to go there. We really want the mall to have a good reputation, I feel like, and it definitely does not have that right now. So if you do have improve the security, more customers for the mall. Next, more stores. If no one wants to build a store at a place, that's considered unsafe. But if the mall was known as a safe place, we could get a lot more new stores. Um, like just a couple thrown out there. I don't know, maybe like more name brand stores, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, stuff like that, or even just like more like I don't know, lower brand stores such as like sneaker stores, anything like that. I mean, there's a lot of stores that the mall like could have and has the potential to have. It definitely has a space for it. It's just people aren't really seeing it as a popular destination just because obviously it doesn't have a good look with all the shootings and stuff. And it makes the surrounding area safer, which overall just boosts the economy in general. If the surrounding area is safer, it just makes people not want to be around that area due to all the security guards there, which overall just helps all the small businesses around it and also helps small businesses move into the company as well. And all of these help everyone make more money, which is always good. Like I said, the cost of this is going to be kind of expensive. So obviously, the more money you're making, the much better it is. I mean, all three of these factors will, help increase profits by a ton. Means more stores. Like I said, more employees. Employees could possibly get a raise, which would be super nice. So here's my conclusion. All we should do is make people have faith in Coronado security. The mall is a staple here in Albuquerque, but people are afraid to enjoy the stores and experience it brings. My goal is to change that and restore the customers and employees' faith in the security. Everybody has the right to feel safe, and that should be the mall's duty and mission. At the end of the day, I understand it's a business and you have to make money, but I think it's important, that they really care about the people that are actually making them the money. I mean, I'm a sales associate. The manager of the mall is making them money. At the end of the day, I am. I actually sell stuff. So I mean, I feel like they should, definitely try to prioritize their employees and the customers. Like I said, we're the ones that, do the dirty work for them. We sell, customers buy. So I mean, that's my presentation. I hope that, it really gets through to some people and that people understand, how serious of an issue this is. And maybe something we've done that. Thank you for your time.